And now, over to the best pilot in the Alliance fleet, Joker with the plot.
Seriously though, don't go there.
Where do I even start with this one? Found footage films are notorious for their loose, plot hole-ridden stories. I put stories in quotations because they barely even begin to represent a series of connected events such as those that are involved when telling a story. You can take almost any found footage film, chop it up, grade it, put it into a food processor, and still easily manage to separate the two aspects that make up their plot lines. That's how loosely connected the happenings of these films often are. I'll sum it up into a sentence. Several scenes of poorly executed character development that are almost always immediately interrupted and made completely pointless by the events of the main storyline. That's it. That's your movie. Don't believe me? Check this shit out. Here, we see Angela from Quarantine talking to the professor guy and his student, who it can only be assumed are sleeping together. Strange things are afoot at your local college, my friends. She talks, he talks. Oh, hey, here comes the firefighter. They put him down, and nothing ever comes of it. Nothing. He gets shot later, but that's about it. Here, we see Angela and Pablo from Rec talking to each other with the camera on the floor. They're complaining about the bullshit that they're being put through by everyone with authority at this point. You want to guess what they do about it? No, go on. I dare you.
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
They just keep filming like they've always done. Great! Nice payoff, guys. I love it.
There are a ton more examples that I could show you guys of this scenario playing out, but that would only serve to further bash two movies that I really enjoy and love. So I'm gonna spare them that injustice, if you guys don't mind. Now, aside from their obvious flaws and, design oversights that are present in almost all movies in their genre, there's really only one more aspect that we need to tackle. And that is the explanations of the infections that differ from film to film.
And seeing as how this will spoil the entire movie for anybody watching, I'd leave now if you haven't seen them. But seeing as how the only real reason to watch these films is to see what the characters go through on their way to the finale, I'm not ruining much. On one hand, you've got Rec with an old-school demon possession approach, where a priest is attempting to study and or purge a demonic virus from a young girl.
We have succeeded in isolating the enzyme. The problem is its instability. It also mutates into different strains. It is contagious. I have received a telegram from Rome. The Madeiras girl must die.
He's talking about that girl, Pablo!
Never gonna give you up.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
What the fuck is this guy talking about? Pablo did everything. Every goddamn thing.
Which then gets spread when the priest eventually loses control. Then, on the other hand, you've got Quarantine with a doomsday virus, derivative of rabies, spread basically by a mad scientist who is part of a cult. On accident or on purpose, we'll never really know.
Hey, play it.
I don't know how to do this.
What is that?
So it's time for the final verdict. Which plot is better? Honestly, I would have gone with Wreck. My choice is Quarantine, but I would have gone with Wreck if they had done more with their mythos. If they had actually taken the demonic, virus and have made it more badass, more unique and different. I don't think I've ever heard of that before outside of Supernatural. So it just kind of it makes me so mad. This is a brilliant idea that you have. Why just have the general mold of every other zombie in every other mythos ever? They look like infection zombies, like just infection zombies. Like Quarantine. Quarantine, it knows what it is. I think Rec tried to do too much. They were trying to make it more scary and more feasible for a traditionally more religious people, like the Spanish. At least that's what I think. That's the only way I could really justify the fact that it was a demonic virus. There's really no other reason. And us being Americans, we like to look at things more realistically, and more realistic things scare the shit out of us more. Like, we fear what could possibly happen to us. So the fact that rabies, a virus that has already been present in our daily lives, maybe not our daily lives, but in our lives, and is very real, could take a complete turn down, Death Knell Hill and just destroy all of us. That scares the shit out of us. If they had done, two-tone voiceover exorcist shit with the zombies in Wreck. Actual demonic possession over each of the victims. That we can notice and appreciate. It's just something more than the average zombie. They just didn't do anything with it. At least Quarantine knew what it was and wasn't trying to overreach its grasp, and, it was playing by its own rules. The plot definitely goes to Quarantine. I will see you guys on part 5.